Hey, what it do, y'all? What it do? What it do? Well, I want to talk about something that I think people don't explain in its entirety, let alone from a more straightforward type of a lens to see out of, basically. Well, it goes a little something like this. The reason why she leaves you. Well, simply put, just kind of reword that. Yes, just word it a little differently. It should be based on the lines of the reason why she leaves you first. Okay? Now, with that said, why does she leave you first? Well, there's always that talk about, how the lesser feminine, she is always submissive, compliant, and obedient to the managers at her job. But when she comes home, she's not that way towards the man in her life. So let's tie this in even more. Because simply put, she'd rather quit a man before he can fire her. And that, in a nutshell, is why she leaves you first. That's why she actually leaves you. She wants to feel like she had the upper hand in the relationship and that she ended it on her terms, even though when you see the bigger picture, it just represents her instability and her insecurity. And so guess what? A lot of employers look at a lot of employees the same way, a lot of prospective employees. When they see that you've either quit a lot of places, mostly quit a lot of places, not really you getting terminated, but just the fact that you have quitted a lot of different places, basically you haven't been committed to a lot of different places, they look at that as instability. But of course, we know, just like with some of the topics of the body count of the feminine gender, you're not going to really get a lot of truth from her about her history. That's why, in many ways, like I've said, don't worry about the body count. Just look at what the count has done to her. No different than her past history. She won't tell you the truth about her history, about how she's been here and there, tossed to and fro, but you can definitely see through her disposition the way that she treats you. And that'll give you an idea of how she's probably treated others. Because, see, if one is trying to do better, they're going to do better with you. No different if you start at a new job. You're going to try to do better at that job for that employer. You're just going to try to improve overall. So if she's not showing improvement with you, guess what? You're not the first person, and you're probably not going to be the last person she bees that way. She ends up being that way with, right? So, without saying any more, because I wanted to keep this straightforward with y'all, that's why she leaves you. That's exactly why she leaves you. She wants to have the upper hand and not make it look like as if you got rid of her. You fired her. She was able to quit you before you fired her, before you told her it was over. She didn't want to hear those words, it's over. She didn't want to hear that. But ladies, especially for the lesser feminine, when you constantly tell people that I was the one that ended the relationship or even the marriage, for those who get to that point, that says a lot about your instability and your insecurity. The fact that you can't hold it down. I always believe that no woman should be single. There's no way you should be unemployed and single. Literally, you could put two and two together. Thanks a million.